Have you ever cried in office? Simple.
Have I ever cried in office? Yeah, multiple times. Here.
Me too.
Thank you.
Multiple times. Let me tell you something. I cried the day I was sworn into office. It was such an extraordinary, overwhelming moment for me that the people in my state where I lived all my life trusted me with the most important job they gave. I wept that day, I did. The most I can remember crying in office was during Sandy, and that was almost daily. Because what I did every day during Sandy was, the decision I made was I would spend half the day in the Emergency Operations Center looking at technical information, getting briefings, and making decisions. But then the half of every day had to be out in the state, seeing people, letting people see me. I remember going to Middlesex County, which is not a shore county, but is a bay county. And so you know it. Okay. So I went to Middlesex County, and I was walking down a street in Sayreville, New Jersey. And Sayreville is a working class, blue collar town in Middlesex County, New Jersey. And I was walking down the street, seeing people, and this older woman came out of her house, and she was hysterically crying. And she said to me, "Governor, please come into my house. You have to see what happened here. I want you to see it so you'll never forget, so you won't forget about me." And the troopers who were with me that day, the house was near collapse. And they said, "It's not safe for you to go in there." I said, "Well, damn, man, she was just in there. So I'm going in there, you know?" So I went in with her. If I close my eyes, I can still smell it. That rancid smell of dirty water that left mold and mildew in its wake when it drained out, in her carpeting, in her furniture. And she walked me over and she said, "My husband died a year ago. The biggest thing I have to remember him by is this chair. It was a lazy boy." And she said he sat there every night. And that's where we watched TV together and where we talked together. And she said, "And it's my most precious memory of him. And it's ruined, Governor. I'm going to have to throw it away, and it's the last memory of my husband." And she said, "I don't know if I can live in this house anymore. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life." If you don't cry then with her, you've got nothing in here. And I had day after day after day after day like that, every day. I'd come home to Mary Pat, and she would just look at me and say, like, "So what happened today?" And I'd tell her the stories, and I'd cry again. Because I knew these people without knowing them. And I think it's both the most challenging and most rewarding part of the job. The challenge is obvious, but the rewarding part is that those people felt like telling their story to me did some good. That if I listened and I heard them, like she said, I wouldn't forget them. And here I am, 3 years later, I'll never forget her. And that it would help others who didn't get a chance to see me, who didn't get a chance to talk to me, but who I knew from instinct had the similar stories. There's nothing like that. There's no other job you can have that will give you that opportunity and that responsibility. And when you go to bed at night those nights, those people are the ones who are marching through your brain. And when you're governor, you know they're counting on you. They're counting on you to fix it, not to vote on it, not to debate it, not to put an amendment on the bill in the subcommittee. But they're like, "Hey, man, you're our last hope.